Hey guys, let's get started. I'm finally here, finally feeling a little bit better. If my voice is a little harsh still, it's because I've been sick over the last few weeks, and I've actually tried to film this video for about 2 weeks now, but one of them just didn't turn out quite like I had wanted it to, and things have been real crazy. I've had a lot of stuff going on over the last it's been months now, but aside from working my regular job and things going on around the house, it's just been kind of hectic trying to get this out. But here we have it, Inktober. And we're going to go through our Inktober sketches. I'm really excited to share them with you, and I'm glad I got through all of them. So let's get to it. All right, so let's get to it. So those of you that don't know about Inktober was created by a guy named Jake Parker a few years ago, and he tried basically, having artists ink every day in October, and he creates a list of prompts. So basically, keywords and phrases for each day. So that can be a guideline to go through. And this is my first year doing this, so I actually did use the prompts and tried to follow as much as possible. There was a couple days where I had to kind of either skip ahead or I did fall behind maybe a little bit and tried to catch up. So some of these images aren't as tight and some of them are pretty loose. But I was just ecstatic that I got through every day and am able to share these with you. Also, I am starting in one of my older sketchbooks, um, just to kind of fill it up. I had this one for I started this one a fairly long time ago, and as you can see, it's kind of falling apart. It's one of these harder bound sketchbooks, which I've had a couple, and I'm not sure if I really like them. As you can see, the backing's falling apart, so I'm probably going to go with the ring binder type sketchbooks from now on. They're just a lot better because you can fold the page over completely and just work off of the one page. Also, too, that I'm going to be kind of jumping from this one to another one that is more recent. Yeah, so I might jump back and forth this, but I was kind of glad to get to this one, and I'm actually going to end up doing a sketchbook tour on my more recent one because I'm close to finishing that one up, and also this one, maybe skipping over the Inktober drawings, but finishing up this one as well. So be looking forward those drawings and sketches here in the upcoming future. So let's get started. So I started with the cover page, much like Jake Parker does, listing Inktober, and you can see it's October 2017. And then I'm just going to go over the prompts and the names. I might do this a little bit differently in the future, in the next years to come, but we'll just see how it plays out this time. So first day was swift, so I automatically thought of somebody running. In this case, a tiger chasing this character, and I was playing around with some Sharpie pens as well. So we got the first day Swift. Second day, like I said, I'm going to jump to this sketchbook. Second day is divided. So I thought about a multiple-headed dragon. Obviously you can see the three heads in the front, and if you look closely, there's a couple more in the back, 2 or 3 more in the back, which I kind of enjoyed putting in. But this is the first time I've actually, as if I can remember, drawing this kind of a multiple-headed dragon. I had fun with this. Also, I used some brush pens or brush markers, all through these Inktober sketches, which is kind of my first time, working with a lot of these brush pens and markers. So I really enjoyed kind of playing around with shading and lighting on these. Third day is poison. So kind of thought of your mad type of scientist. Actually, almost kind of a fan from Rick, from the comedy show, or cartoon show Rick and Morty. But you have your mad scientist creating some kind of poison. Neat little cartoony sketch. Fourth day, underwater. So I thought of a mermaid and really enjoyed this one. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but the contrast on this is pretty stark, and I really liked how that came out. And you have your little octopus latching onto the mermaid. Fun little sketch. Fifth day, long. So I first thought of a long road, and that didn't work out like I'd wanted to. So I skipped and went to this sketch, and I got a lot of positive feedback on this one. So you got your elephant with your long trunk reaching up, foraging for food, and some great contrast with the highlighter in the background. I'd post all of these pictures on Instagram every day so if you guys follow me on Instagram, you can see all these pictures on my Instagram feed. But I got a lot of positive feedback on this one, so I really appreciate all my likes and followers on that social platform. I appreciate it. So fifth day, long. Sixth day, I already started falling behind a little bit with work and whatnot. So I sketched this one out at work during lunch break. But sixth day is sword. So I have kind of like a female warrior samurai with sword. Really kind of enjoyed the concept and look of this one. Even though it's kind of sketched out with just a regular work pen. But yeah, 6 days sword. 7th day is shy. So for shy, I used kind of I started using some of my original OCs, and this is a character that I'm still kind of working with and trying to do a little bit, but I have her kind of shy and secluded, hiding behind her little scarf. 7 days shy. 8 day crooked. So you got your shark with your crooked teeth, that's what I kind of thought about when I saw the word crooked and, swimming through the water. Playing around with those brush pens once again. 9th day screech. So I thought of a screeching owl. And this is when I started using actually a paintbrush with an ink wash, and I started doing the background on this one. But it's kind of like a fan art from the Disney movie Secret of Nim. Um, it's not exactly the same owl from that movie, but close enough that I did kind of want to kind of mention that. It's kind of fan related. I love that movie, of course, and so we got Screech. 10th Day Gigantic. I have been working on some foreshortening of last, well, all through my career, but I've been more conscious about it over the last 2 or 3 years. So I thought about this kind of like Egyptian queen looking up at her from below, and once again using kind of some of the ink wash. But yeah, 10th Day Gigantic. 11th Day Run. So this is kind of like the middle of the week, and I was falling behind once again. So I took my sketchbook to work with me, and came out with this little cartoony style drawing with another couple of my original OCs, and just had fun with this one. Liked how it turned out. 11th Day Run. 12th Day Shattered. I really like this, and I really like the concept. Another kind of cartoony style, anime style, manga style drawing, but shattered, and I thought about somebody kind of falling through a glass window, or and being cut up a little bit, and you got the detail of the glass breaking. I really like that day. 13th Day is Teaming. A lot of people had a problem with this word, and I actually myself I had to look it up in the dictionary to get the direct meaning to it, but it made sense once I saw it. But you got teaming, so like grouping together. In this instance, I grouped all these bats together, kind of flying around this witch-like character, and it getting closer to Halloween. It's kind of fit right in line with October and Halloween, and kind of the spooky, dark nature of the month. So you got 13 days teaming. 14th Day is Fierce. Nothing really special with this character other than I just wanted to draw out some kind of fierce, angry styled character. I kind of really like this, little simple background that it put in this drawing, but just kind of, sketching out something real quick for Fierce. 15th Day Mysterious. So once again, kind of playing around with the Sharpie pens, getting some color in here, and I like how the lighting effect comes off this mysterious glow coming from her hand. But you kind of got this witch style character, so mysterious. 16 Days Fat. So going back to the original OC in the previous drawing Run, but you have a fat little rabbit kind of lounging back with the drink, a little soda. So had fun with that. Fat. 17 Days Graceful. So I got really a lot of positive feedback on this one. Probably one of the best. Obviously it's a matter of opinion, but probably one of the better ones that have came out of this month. But thought about it, Swan, and I took this photo kind of reference, probably straight out of Pinterest, but I was thinking about a swan swimming through a little pond, so graceful. 18th day is filthy, so I really had struggled with this prompt at first, and finally came up with this. So I had a really cartoony style drawing, and yeah, this is what I came up with. So just kind of just little character kind of making a mess in her shorts. Just kind of holding her mouth, and it's kind of funny little drawing. Filthy. 19th day was cloud. And I drew something that you probably wouldn't first initially think of when you think of cloud, and I have to jump back to this other sketchbook to get it. But my first initial thought was this, and any of you guys that play Final Fantasy, I actually grew up with Final Fantasy and played a lot of it as a kid. And we all know that one of the main characters in that is Cloud. And had a fun little cartoony style drawing of Cloud. So really enjoyed doing that one. 20th day is deep. Once again, I got quite a bit of positive feedback on this one on Instagram. I thought about your deep sea diver, and I really like how his mask turned out in this one, and once again playing a little bit with the brush pen, but yeah, it's good concept drawing, deep. 21 is furious. So once again, going back to another original OC I've been working on, and I just wanted to draw her just kind of mad at the world, and kind of angry, and clenching her hands, and just frustration. So furious. 22, day 22 is trail. So those of me that know me know that I have a little bit of Native American culture in me, and just a small amount, mainly on my mother's side. I actually don't know what tribal nation I'm affiliated with, because growing up, I wasn't really taught, and I didn't have the support around me to actually know. I did end up studying and reading up on a lot of Native American history, and the oppression that we've gone through over the past ever since the Americas were colonialized, and I really respect the Native American culture, and respect the Mother Earth, and everything around us, and give thanks for everything that is given to us, good and bad. But when I thought about day 22 trail, I thought about the Trail of Tears, and the hardship that they went through during that time, and kind of wanted to depict it in this type of photo. I really liked how the horse came out in this one. So you got day 22 trail. Day 23 juicy. Myself, I kind of liked how this one came out. I didn't really get any feedback at all on this one, and I was kind of really surprised. I actually got some feedback saying that the eyes looked a little creepy because they weren't filled in. But I like the overall image of this one. You got your little girl chomping on a juicy watermelon. So day 23 juicy. Day 24 blind. So I kind of thought about the 3 blind mice. So you got this kind of mouse-like squirrel. I originally was drawing like a mouse, but didn't really like how the tail was turning out, so it kind of ending up kind of a squirrel-like. But yeah, day 24 blind. Day 25 ship. Once again, I got some really good feedback on this one. Ship. You got your Viking out on the water. And I like this pose, and I like the overall image of this one. So day 25 ship. Day 26 squeak. So fun little drawing. You got your little robber squeaking across the floor here. Just kind of sneaky, nice little cartoony style drawing. Day 27 climb. So going right along with the October and the spooky Halloween season. I thought about this black widow climbing up a web, and I really enjoyed this one, and I like how it came out. Just kind of creepy crawling. In all actuality, I did go off a reference drawing, and the reference drawing had it, kind of climbing down upside down. So I did draw this originally upside down, and I turned it right side up to have it climbing up. But yeah, had fun with this one. Day 27 climb. Day 28 fall. Once again, I got a lot of positive feedback on this one. Probably, mainly on Instagram, but I did post this one on Facebook as well. And I really enjoy this, and it's kind of brought me back to being a kid again. I used to rake up the leaves in a big pile and jump right in them. In this case, you have your little girl running through the leaves of fall. But I really enjoyed this one, and kind of took me back, and fun little drawing. So fall. Day 28. Day 29 united. So got a couple hands of different races intertwined. Once I did do that, I had the thought of the Earth being united as a whole, and it just kind of ended up like that. So you got the hands kind of like the Earth in the space in the background. So day 29 united. Day 30 found. So once going back to kind of the kids of youth. You got your 2 kids digging in the sand or dirt, looking for treasure, and I'm sure they're going to find some kind of treasure digging. So fun little sketch there. Day 30 found. Day 31 is mask. So those of us that didn't grow up in the 80s probably won't get this one, but I had fun with this one, and it kind of reminded me of the 80s cartoons. And there was 80s cartoon, I believe it played either every day or at least every Saturday, and it was called Mask, and it had these characters that wore these type style masks, driving around in specialized vehicles. In this case, this lady drove around in this amphibious style car that flew across the water, and it was called the Shark. But you have the cartoon fan art of Mask. And that is it, and I made it through every day in October. And just having fun with this and having a little bonus style drawing. I finished it out with kind of like a self-portrait of myself, doing it in the ink wash. And I really enjoyed doing that one. So, there we have it, Inktober, 2017. Once again, I really had a good time with this. Like I said, it was my first time doing it, so I really enjoyed it. Kind of got my mind flowing. Got some, got to play around with some brush pens and whatnot. So really enjoyed it. So thank you for watching. If you like this video, make sure if you want to comment, feel free to comment, and please subscribe. So because I got my upcoming sketchbook tours. I'm going to try to get those out as soon as I finish up a couple of minor details. And I have a lot of sketches out there, and I have thousands and thousands of sketches just on printer paper alone that I'm probably eventually going to bring out and kind of go through. Some of them are, from my teenage and childhood days, and I might have fun kind of bringing those out too as well. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. This is Theo Art, and big hugs.